Okay, let's take a look at the traffic situation. You'd recall that tomorrow is a public holiday, Heritage Day. The main national roads often busy at this time. You speak now to my colleague Mahlako Komane, who's at Pumulani Toll Plaza on the N1 towards Pretoria or in Pretoria, where, as we know, the long weekend traffic is increasing. Mahlako, in fact, I think at about 2:30 already, I saw the cars starting to pile up. What is the situation now?
Yes, definitely. Good evening to you, Tsepi. So you'll just see, I'm just going to actually just move out of shot and just show you. It's about almost 2-3 kilometers that we were able to count before you reach the Pumulani Plaza. All these cars going towards, on the N1 north towards that Pumulani direction. And you're quite correct, at around 2 o'clock today, we know that the Pumulani Plaza had recorded over 2,000 cars that were coming through here on the N1 north, heading in the direction of Limpopo, as well as and the carousel was also recording about 1,900 cars per hour. At exactly 2 o'clock, that is what the count was sitting at. And the line wasn't even this long. I mean, you go as far as Kranskop, you see the garages, the shelves are almost empty. Quite a lot of people making their way home. A lot of them saying that they hadn't been home since the Easter long weekend, so that this was for them an opportunity to find their way home. I think also many coming for various reasons as well. We know that this is a time for celebrations for many with the restricted regulations in terms of the lockdown. So a lot of people using that particular opportunity to be able to host their various celebrations, Tepiso.
And it is an extended long weekend. Tell me about the law enforcement deployment. Is it a large contingent out there on the roads, and do we know up until what time?
Tepiso, we have not seen, as I said, that we went as far as I think Kranskop, that we drove there to the fuel station there, and we'd only seen roughly about 1 or 2 cars along the way. When we inquired, we were told that there were operations, some had gone for lunch, but in terms of a large contingency with what you do see, particularly on this road, we know that it's quite traffic heavy. Anytime there's a long weekend, anytime there's a public holiday that allows for people to take some days off work and make their way home. You also remember that there were scenes that we had seen previously. I think it was in the Easter weekend where we saw cars, driving outside of the road. There was that commotion. But for now, we haven't seen rather a lot of law enforcement here. It would seem that I'm not really sure where they are, because when I did ask, they said they were there. But up until Kranskop, I can confirm that I'd only seen about 2-3 cars of traffic officers trying to, at the end of the toll gate, trying to manage traffic. But other than that, there hasn't been a large contingency that which you would normally see when all forces are out and the big cars and with the various authorities.
Mahlako, I think you and I both know that during this time there's often the concern of drinking and driving, drivers involved in road crashes because of fatigue, and it being a long holiday, long weekend holiday. We know that some people also are involved in reckless behavior, including jaywalking. Just tell me about what you've seen. Have you learned of any road crashes since you've started monitoring the route?
On our way here, we have seen about a bumper-to-bumper involving about 4 cars that we saw there. And in terms of jaywalking, I haven't really, to be honest, I haven't seen a lot of jaywalking. I also haven't seen a lot of hitchhikers on this particular route, as well as on the N1 south. There hasn't been a lot of that. In terms of drinking and driving, I cannot say what people are really doing in their cars, but what I know and what I did see is that there were those long lines that we saw at the various bottle stores or at the liquor stores, understanding that tomorrow the stores will be closed because it is a public holiday. So there were really a long long queues. You did see some people getting into their cars, having to stock up, I suppose, for the long weekend. So far, we haven't heard of any major accidents in terms of fatalities or in terms of car crashes, but we did see that, but 4 cars or so that had that bumper to bumper, that had crashed into each other. Other than that, I haven't really seen. I haven't also seen, I suppose, ambulances, the sirens going up and down. So far it seems that things are, well, at least up until where we reach, things are seemingly going okay, either than the long delay in traffic that, motorists should expect when they take this particular route towards the Limpopo province.
Mahlako, thank you so much. And of course, we are crossing fingers that people do continue to obey the rules of the roads, no drinking and driving, and please do take a rest. Please exercise patience as well and do wear your masks, even if you are inside a vehicle. Remember, keep the ventilation going, and wherever you are, please do keep those around you safe as well. My colleague Mahlako Komane is on the N1 towards the Pumulani Toll Plaza, and we'll be giving you more updates here on the channel today, tomorrow, up until the end of the long weekend on the traffic situation.